It's Amber here from Garden Tara. This is a reading, a podcast of a blog called Mindful Gardening and Awareness of the Majesty of the Ordinary, originally published on my Garden Tara website on 19th of April 2018. Mindful Gardening and Awareness of the Majesty of the Ordinary. Have you walked into a garden or natural environment and not noticed the garden? The trees, the birds? Has your mind been so consumed with your projects, worries and plans that what your eyes see is not what your conscious mind registers? Are you unaware of how your foot falls on the soil, the lawn or the path? Me too. On the other hand, when I'm mindful, I'm aware when my mind wanders. I've found that my mind wanders less often or with less ferocity when I'm gardening. When mindfulness is missing. I've been in gardens and not noticed a snake just inches from my hand. I've dropped tools, stepped on rakes, slashed my hand with an angle grinder and done myriad of other things simply because I wasn't aware. I wasn't mindful. When I'm rushing to get things done, I'm not in a state of mindfulness unless and until I realise I'm rushing and feeling agitated. I'm lacking mindfulness when I'm driving down the highway thinking of this deadline and that client and other things that might be important to me. I'm lacking awareness when I'm split. Mind is in one place, body is in another. I found that as we get older, we tend to get more stuck in our ways. The neural pathways in our brains get more hardwired. Our social circle reinforces our identity and sense of self. Our perceptions and thinking are further cemented in our beliefs and values. We view reality through perceptual lenses that are coloured with shades of discrimination, passion, anger, remorse, etc., taking us further away from reality as it is in the now. I sometimes cringe at the years I've spent lacking awareness and consumed by thought and emotion, projects and traumas. When mindfulness is missing, life is missing. We're like walking corpses. Thoughts pervade our minds, fueled by emotions that prod and provoke more intense thoughts, and we find ourselves pulling weeds out of a garden as if they were the eyes of our enemy. Cultivating mindfulness and awareness. Cultivating mindfulness is a process of training our minds to focus on the present moment as it exists. This sounds like an easy thing to do. Surely, remaining present is simply a matter of doing so. The difference is like one of those dreams where usually we're in the dream and in our body. We're running around doing things as a body in the body. But sometimes we're outside our body watching us in our body. It's like there's two of us, the one running around in the body and the awareness that's watching the one running around in the body. Mindfulness is an awareness of what's going on in the present moment. We might focus on our breathing or on our feelings arising from moment to moment and what thoughts are surfacing from moment to moment. In The Miracle of Mindfulness, Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh writes, "One's mind is inevitably distracted by other thoughts. And if one really wants to keep one's consciousness alive, and from now on I'll use the term mindfulness to refer to keeping one's consciousness alive to the present reality, then one must practice right now in one's daily life, not only during meditation sessions." From a Zen perspective then, mindfulness is inseparable from being consciously alive. In addition, without meditation, mindfulness remains a mere concept. Mindfulness and meditation practice are inseparable. I've found that Thich Nhat Hanh is absolutely right. Over the ages, the masters have reiterated it and helped us understand the importance of meditation. However, our obsession with materialism and ego development takes us further away from the practice and the fruits of meditation. Meditation is a generic term that means familiarizing, coming closer to, deeper with. The central practice is sitting meditation. This is where we sit on a daily basis for at least 20 minutes and bring mind and body into alignment. When we first start meditating, it can be like wrestling with an heavyweight ogre. 5 minutes can seem like an eternity of walking on hot coals. For anyone starting out, I'd suggest reading some of Thich Nhat Hanh's books and also joining a Buddhist meditation group, which is also called a Sangha. While we're sitting, we might focus on being aware of our breathing in and breathing out. This process of coming into the present moment waters the seeds of happiness, ease, and peace. And from that centering, we can practice mindful gardening. From that space, I practice gardening meditation. Sitting meditation extends to gardening meditation. For me, gardening meditation is mindful gardening. I bring the practice and fruits of sitting meditation into the garden with 1 or 2 mindful breaths. I've trained my mind and body to do this. The practice increases my focus with the garden and all of the garden elements. We become aware of the sun and the shade, the light and the darkness, the breeze, the leaves, the soils, the bugs, the air, the rain, and the space. We notice the play of colours through the community of leaves in the trees. Perhaps we can come to see how golds and greens interact and how flying insects dance and prance from leaf to flower to branch. The bees dance from flower to flower. We notice the hoverfly right in front of us, staring at us, trying to catch our eye. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smell is enhanced because our attention is focused. Our minds are sharp because we're present. We may see how the air unites us, allowing us all to survive here. We may see how we all have the same water running through our veins and the same minerals feeding our cells. We may understand how fully integrated we are with the rest of our environment. In The Diamond That Cuts Through the Illusion, Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh writes of the environment, "We don't care of it out of any moral righteousness, but because there's no distinction between us and the plants, animals, and other sentient beings on the planet." Becoming one with our garden, the essence of mindful gardening. That's what mindful gardening does. It aligns us. That's my experience, and I'm by no means a Zen master. But even when I'm in a client's garden, even when I'm mowing a lawn, even when I'm transforming soil, adding mulch, making compost, pruning a branch, identifying a disease, looking at a sap-sucking insect, monitoring health, I try to do these things mindfully. Mindfulness increases the quality of my life and the quality of the garden's life. Of this, I have absolutely no doubt. I feel more energised when I'm gardening mindfully. I waste less vital energy when mind and body are present as one unit. I enjoy my hours and days more when I'm mindful. The process leads me towards more fulfilling life. I feel less isolated and more connected with universal processes and consciousness. Mindful gardening is one key way to connect with these processes. You can find the written blog of this podcast at www.gardentara.com. Bye for now.